Hello, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's me, Mary, and I'm here tonight with my Saturday night shenanigans for Love During Lockup. I apologize in advance. I know I've been horrible with the recaps for this particular season. I don't know why, but like I say, it's better late than never. This is actually the episode before the season finale that just aired yesterday. So this is episode 57, Hunter's Choice. So let's get right into this. I promise tomorrow I will be recapping the season finale and bringing you all the tea that's coming along with it. So first we start off with Sam and Krystal. And Krystal is still yelling at Sam for missing a visit, even though he worked a 24-hour shift. And, he has to work in order to have a little thing called money so he could send Krystal money so she could have things like commissary, phone calls, etc. But Krystal doesn't give a fuck. Okay, she expects Sam to be there at the drop of a dime, even though he just visited her last weekend. But doesn't matter. This is her day where she is officially eligible for parole and she needs Sam there. And Sam is like, Krystal, you need to understand. I need this job. I bought a house. I did all these things for you. And Crystal's like, well, I do a lot of things for you that I'm not comfortable with. I say and do a lot of things that I'm not comfortable with, and I do it for you. And Sam is like, what the fuck? I'm not going to sit here and listen to you call me a horrible person because I didn't make one visit, because I was working. Sam says it's hard being a grief mop. Yeah, I could imagine. Every episode, I want to reach to the TV, hug, shake, and slap him all at the same time. He is a grief mop. He soaks up everybody's grief. Crystal, Rita, you name it. So, poor Sam. That's all I have to say is poor Sam. And Crystal is a manipulative little bitch. Okay. Yes, I get it. You're lonely. You want to see your husband, but he has to do this little thing called work to support the both of you. Like, come on now. So, moving on, we have good old Savannah and Bradley. Savannah is going to get the tattoo. She doesn't give a shit if her friend thinks she's delusional and crazy, which she does, by the way. Maddie thinks that the delusion is high in this case, but she's going to do it. She doesn't care. She brings her laptop into the tattoo shop so Bradley can meet the tattoo artist. And then she's showing him, the B. And she's like, should I get it right here on my forehead? Should I get it here on my hand for when I slap you? And he's like, I don't care. Just get it. If you want to get it, just get it. They get into a whole argument because Savannah wants him to want her, to want him to get it. I'm like, Savannah, please, you're making my fucking head spin. Okay. So Savannah's like, that's it. I'm getting it. I don't care. I don't believe it's a bad omen. I'm not superstitious. I will walk under a ladder and kick a black cat all at the same time. Then she's like, just kidding. I want to kick a black cat. I hope you're fucking kidding about kicking a cat, girl. Just saying. So Bradley's like, listen, I'm a realist. I get relationships. I've been in long-term relationships before and they didn't last. I'm not saying that this one with Savannah's not going to last, but hey, you never know. I'm a realist, and I'm like, Bradley, you're the one that has brains in this relationship. So moving on, Savannah gets the tattoo. It's right here. She's happy with it. Okay, cool. So now it's time for Bradley to come home. Okay, it is like the day before his release day. Savannah's so excited. She has birthday gifts for him. She has boxers for him. So, her grandmother's like, Savannah, can we sit down and have a conversation? And this is where we learn the incredible story how Grandma Betty took herself from the trailer park to the big house. And I don't mean prison. I mean literally a big house. Okay? So her first husband was an alcoholic. She divorced him when Savannah's mom was 10, got a job at the state, and that's where she met her second husband, and they developed a software development company for the FBI, and that's how they made their money, and that's how Savannah's grandma built that big house. But unfortunately, there is a history of addiction in the family. Okay. Grandma Betty has seen it with her first husband. She unfortunately saw it with her daughter. 28 years ago, Savannah's mom started smoking meth for her husband, and her mom went away for a little bit. She wasn't Shanoa. Shanoa was gone. And then the same thing happened to Savannah. And Grandma Betty said when Savannah was abusing substances, she wasn't the same person. She stole her car one time, and she took her car, never brought it back. One time, she brought a bunch of basically junkie losers into her house, and it resulted on Savannah's grandma calling the cops on her and changing the locks. Changing the locks to the house is really expensive, Savannah. It's $400 to change the locks. So Bradley doesn't need a key. Bradley doesn't need to be there when you're not there, girl. Okay? Just saying. So, Savannah's grandma's like, I just want you to be careful because, when it comes to addiction and two people being in a relationship that both suffer from addiction, you know, it could get dangerous. So, Savannah's grandma is just basically trying to give her good advice, and all Savannah could think of is giving Bradley a key. Now we have Tia and Rob. Gosh, these two. And after the season finale, everything made sense. I mean, I predicted what was going to happen in my head. But anyway, okay, so Rob just wants to enjoy his freedom. He wants to be outside. His friends are texting him. His friend is texting him. He's just going to go outside, get some air, take a walk around the block. No, Tia wants to lay up in the hotel room all day. Okay, she just wants to keep banging the headboard against the wall, and she, is not having it. She's like, "Where are you? Where did you go?" And he's like, "I was just taking a walk around the block, baby. We just went to the store. We're heading back. Like, why you tripping?" And she's like, "I need to be your first priority." Okay, whatever. I guess you could do whatever tonight with your friend. And he's like, "Mama, you're doing way too much. Like, I just took a walk around the block to the store with my boy. Like, calm down." He's like, "This is not a good sign. I just came out, and she's acting like that she got a leash on me, and I'm not gonna have a leash put on me." So he goes upstairs, and Tia's trying to talk to him. And he looks at his phone and chuckles while Tia's trying to talk. So Tia's like, "You know something? That's it. Fuck you. You be bugging. I made a huge mistake. I can't believe you're doing this." And she starts flipping out again. And he's like, "Yo, you need to lower your tone. You need to calm down." So eventually they make up. He apologizes. He's like, "I'm sorry, baby. Do you want to go back inside? Whatever, whatever." The next morning, her coochie is hurting again. And she has to let us know her coochie is hurting. So he's going to see his parole officer. He would like Tia to come with him, but Tia ain't ready yet. He needs to be there at 9:30. He doesn't know how long it's going to take. So his sister's coming with him. So, he's talking to his sister about paroling in Brooklyn and how Tia's acting like this now. Imagine when they're 2 hours apart. She is going to be bugging the fuck out. So his sister's like, why don't you just change your parole and stay at Tia's house? You're going to see your PO right now. Just tell your PO you're going to change your address and you're going to stay at Tia's house. He's like, "Yeah, you know something? That's a good idea. Let me call Tia and see what she thinks. And in the only smart move that Tia has made this whole season, she was like, you know something, baby? I don't think this is a good idea, only because of Nyla. That was a home run on her behalf. Rob, however, says, I don't know if she's not really serious. She just wants all my time for now. But when it comes down to the long run, is she getting cold feet? Like, I don't know what's going on. And I'm like, Rob, please stop making excuses. You know that, her daughter should be coming first, and we should be applauding Tia for putting her daughter first. But instead, you're trying to flip it on her. And we will find out in the season finale why, but that's a whole nother story. So he goes to see his PO officer, and that's how that ended. So now, this is the episode where we actually wrap up MJ and Willie's storyline. So MJ, she is hightailing it out of Utah. That's it. She's done. She's going back home to California. But of course, she has to see Ami before she leaves. So Ami shows up. They're sitting outside talking. And Ami's like, I want to work things out. I want my woman back. I don't want another man in my shoes. I want to be the one. I want to be the guy in the shoes. Okay, Ami, whatever you say. MJ is like, I'm in a relationship. Stop trying to play me. Stop trying to manipulate me. Oh, look, there's my Uber. I gotta go. Ami's trying to convince her to get in his truck. Let's go out to eat. Let's go to the hotel. I'll drive you to the airport, baby. Come on. And she's like, no, I'm getting in my Uber. Are you going to get up and get in your truck, or am I going to get up and get in my Uber first? And he's like, I'll walk you to your Uber. So he walks her to her Uber, tries to grab her ass, gives her a hug, tries to grab her in between her legs. And she's like, goodbye, Ami. Goodbye. She's like, I close this chapter. I'm done with him. Even though everyone around me is Ami, 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 Ami. No. For me, it's Willie, 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 Willie. But the problem is, Willie's not happy. Willie's like, yo, what's up? Were you busy or were you getting busy? Did you see Ami, MJ? And she's like, yes, I did, but nothing happened. Willie's like, you're full of shit. I don't believe you for nothing. You lie to me. Stop lying to me, MJ. And she's like, I swear, I'm not lying to you. Just admit it that you still fuck him, MJ. I swear, if I find out that you fucked him, I'm never going to speak to you again. And he hangs up on her. So she's sitting in her confessional, and he calls back. And she's like, listen, I love you. I only want to be with you. Ami, that chapter is closed. Period. And he's like, I have a hard time believing that shit you're saying. But Willie says, you know something? MJ's my baby. MJ's my woman. And I love her. As hard as I tried to get emotionally invested with the MJ Willie storyline, I don't know if it's because they started on episode 4 of an 8-episode season. We didn't get to see much. I mean, I just couldn't get emotionally invested. I was just like, yeah, okay, whatever. So now moving on, we have Kate, Hunter, and Kaleigh. So Kate is doing yoga in the park with her friend when Hunter calls to let her know that there is still one writer-prisoner chick that he's talking to. Okay? And she came to see him. And yeah, they were a little intimate at the visits. He was getting a little underneath the table. So Kate's all like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? Like, I know I signed him up for this writer-prisoner website, but I never co-signed any of this shit. And how dare he? And all I keep thinking is, and this really applies to the both of them, You play stupid games and you win stupid prizes. Even though, like she said in my interview, they were friends when she originally signed him up for the site, and then he chipped away at her, and then they became romantically involved. Girl, you still knew that he was on those sites. So you're playing with fire. He was playing with fire. And unfortunately, Kaleigh was collateral damage. But she is pissed the fuck off about the little that he was getting under the table from Haley at their intimate visits. So she's like, you know something? I think it's time for you to be uncomfortable. You need to sit there with no money, not get your laundry done, not have any of these perks that you've been having because of your little sugar mama. And he's all like, but what am I gonna do for money in here? And she's like, maybe man up. So she is so pissed off. And that was a really long phone conversation because it started off in daylight and it ended at nighttime. So she's like, I cannot believe him. How fucking dare he? I'm going to have to teach him a lesson. Moving on, Kaleigh and her bestie Nick are in the salon. She's going to do her friend's hair. And she gets a phone call from Hunter. And Hunter's basically like, baby, I'm sorry to break this to you, but we can't do this anymore. And she's like, what? He's like, I haven't been talking just to you in the past few months. And Hunter's all like, I decided that even though I love Kaleigh a lot, I want to go home to Kate. Okay. So Kaleigh is just trying to process all this. He's saying, I'm saying we can't do this anymore. Her friend immediately comes over to give her a hug. And then he's trying to let her down nice. And he's like, you're a nice person. You are a generally nice person. And she's like, fuck you, asshole. That's the way you're going to let me down? Fuck you. Fuck you. And then she spits out the line that we have heard so many times on this show. After all I have done for you. Her friend Nick is shocked. Her other friend, they're sitting there, jaws dropped. Okay? Kaleigh is flipping the fuck out because up until the day before, he was telling her he loved her and wanted to marry her. And now, this is the face that you make when you realize that your fiance is a douchebag and was scamming you the whole time. So she feels humiliated. She has defended him to friends and family. She's embarrassed. She's hurt. She is all the things. And when she started tearing up during her confessional, I wanted to reach to the TV and hug her. Because out of all of the cast members, Kaleigh seems like semi normal, if you guys know what I mean. She made a bad judgment call getting involved with an inmate. But besides that, she looks like she has a pretty good head on her shoulders. Just saying. She made a bad judgment call, a really fucking bad judgment call. So I wanted to reach to the TV and hug her. She takes the ring that she bought herself, tossed it across the room. Fuck this. This doesn't mean a fucking thing. And she hangs up on him and goes storming out of the salon in tears. So that's basically how this episode ended. Like I said, episode 58, the season finale. Um, Revenge is best served poolside, aired on Friday. I will do my recap for that tomorrow, Sunday, with all the tea associated with it. So thank you so much for watching me, guys. And one more thing, please make sure you're subscribed. YouTube likes to play games and unsubscribe you without you realizing it. And one more thing, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much. See you next time, everybody. Thank you for your support. Bye.